Hey everybody, how's it going? A little bit of a different video today. Just been chumming around in the shop today, trying to keep things, nice and chill, relaxed. And I wondered something. I've been wondering something for years, so I thought, well, today's the day. Does that 385, that dirty, grimy, discolored 385 that I have on the shelf, I wonder if it runs, I said to myself today. So what I did today was I went over it and figured out what I would need to get this thing running. First things first, I have no bearing in the clutch, so I removed the clutch. I ran a new impulse line, installed the fuel line. I dug out a carburetor, seems to be working okay, and put a different carb on here because the carb was missing. I looked through the exhaust port, it seems okay, but and dug out a muffler for it. So I don't know, friends. This is one of those saws. It's got big compression. I've always wondered. I've had this thing for what, 3 years now. I always wonder, will this saw start? So I'm gonna bring you guys in. Let's put it on its side and does this thing run or not? Husqvarna 385. Love them or hate them. A lot of people say these are really, really strong saws out of the box. Stronger than the 390, a lot of people would say. I've heard that. Of course, I have no experience running these, so I'd like to keep this one a 385. It's a nice size. Not too heavy, not too light, just kind of a nice in-between size. I don't know. Will it run? Let's find out. I'm going to bring you guys in. Okay, I put this muffler on. This thing's still missing the chain brake. I'll get one of these days. I need a bearing for the clutch. Friends, this saw was one of those, this was a logger saw. Just dirty. One of the dirtiest saws I've ever looked under the hood of. I scraped away most of what I could get at. Just messing around. I didn't want to spend too much time trying to pretty this thing up because it's probably got to come back down anyways. So I'd rather know if it runs first. Well, okay, I see there's another end to the fuel line. Do you guys think this thing's gonna run? I don't know. It might have a massive air leak for all I know, right? You never know with these things. Could have a massive air leak. It could have nothing wrong with it. It could have been parked because somebody robbed the part off of it. Who knows, right? This saw was pretty much complete when I got it. Okay. Should we give her a little prime ski or should we just, let's pull her over, right? That's more fun. Okay. I want to get this thing going. I want to run this against the 288 just to see how similar or different they are. Okay, full choke. I don't know. I could assume this carb is set more or less where we want it. I don't know. Half. Okay, so half, one. I'll go 1 1/4 on the low. And 1 on the high. Okay. I better get my chair out of the way here. Hold on. There we go. Decomp. I have the kill switch disengaged, so I don't think we're getting any fuel here, friends. Let's give her a little splashy in the carb. Hopefully not too much. Whoa, way too much. We'll just dump that little too much out. There you go. Okay. Pull this. Okay. Oh, it fired. Starting to wonder if this fuel line is... I'm a little skeptical over the fuel line on this saw, friends. Okay. Wow. Ooh. Interesting. I think I probably just flooded the living bejesus out of this thing. It fired though, that's a good sign. Okay. Nope, she's dry. Okay, well, so we have a fuel issue. Try priming her one more time. I'm actually surprised this thing even fired. Maybe, hold on. I'll turn the idle up a bit. Maybe that'll do it. Choke off. Interesting. Well, it's taking throttle. This thing sounds like it has, I don't even know, massive air leak. Interesting. Let's try it again. See, sometimes you just gotta prime them to get them going. Friends, I don't know what's going on, but it sounds like the clutch is grabbing, but it's not. Weird. Did you guys hear that? It sounds like the clutch is grabbing on this thing, but it's not. It's... The saw will not throttle up on it for me to save my life. It runs good though. I almost wonder if maybe the ignition isn't advancing. Weird. Yeah, friends, it's like the chain brake's stuck on this thing, but it's not. Interesting. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna stop playing with this thing. It runs good though. I mean, look. And as I say that now, it's not gonna run. Probably got an air leak, but it runs. Not sure what the deal is with the with the clutch there though. It's like the clutch is dragging, but yet I have no clutch installed on this saw. So here's the clutch. Very strange. I know what's going on. Friends, I'm silly. Friends, what's to stop the clutch from engaging as you run it? Nothing. Give me a second here. The clutch is grabbing the chain brake because this stops the clutch from engaging any further. Totally makes sense. Give me a second here. I think I might have a bearing that'll kind of work for right now. You ever have one of those moments, those brain fart moments? I just had one, friends. Yeah, it's... Let's just see if this fixes our problem. Clutch is probably not going to sound good, so... But in the name of science, I just want to see... Oh, is this saw messy? I made a mess of my bench today working on this thing. Okay. Let's go and crank this thing down. Okay. See if we can get this thing started again. Just bring you guys back. This is interesting. I got one more saw I want to start after this. Another project we're going to be starting probably next week, friends. But in the meantime, okay, fire this thing up, choke. Okay, so there you guys go. The clutch. Oh, that was hilarious. I can't even believe I did that, friends. So the clutch was expanding and actually grabbing the chain brake. I think this saw has an air leak. I'm just gonna grab my brake clean. I'm pretty sure this saw has an air leak. And I'm gonna take a guess of where it is. Choke. I don't want to start. Yep. Well, friends, I'd say we have an air leak in this saw. But it runs and sounds like the bottom end ain't blowing up. So I think my air leak's going to be base gasket or intake related. So this thing doesn't want to start now. Weird. Okay, well, friends, we will deal with this saw another time. I just wanted to see, because I may put this thing back together and not even do the bottom end. I'm trying to keep this saw budget. Only for one reason is this saw here is pretty ugly. It's got a lot of things wrong with it. And so to me, I don't want to drop huge dough into this saw if I don't have to. Nice saw though. Okay. Make sure you guys are still rolling. I got one more saw here, friends. That it's pretty neat that it's here on my bench. Okay, friends. This is a 268 non-XP. Okay, this saw came, I believe, from the UK, from Jamie Bucking Spider. He built this saw and sent it to Bucking for Bucking to run. Well, long story short, friends, the saw ended up having some issues. It's got some kind of, we're not sure. It's either an air leak or something of that nature. I'm just going to pull the top cover off. Now, I've never worked on a non-XP 268. I don't think they sold those in Canada, these. I may be wrong, but I've never seen one. So it could be they never sold them in my area or they didn't sell well in my area. But this saw apparently has some issues. It goes lean by the sounds of it. So Bucking left this here when he came here. It was one of the saws he brought with him and said, hey, when you get a moment, you want to have a look at this. So what I did today, friends, is I phoned Jamie Bucking Spider and yacked with him for a bit. Nice fella. He was super happy to see what's wrong. He wants to know, right? You guys ever build a saw that, you know, ends up something wrong with it? You want to know, right? So if we can use my bench and figure out what's wrong with his saw, I'm in, because we all know that I've sent a few saws here and there that have had issues. Okay. So he told me that he built this, did a little bit of cleanup work to the intake and exhaust. No port timing changes, maybe just a hair here and there. Okay. Okay, friends, I gotta fish out a muffler for this saw. That might be the hitch in the plan. I gotta fish out a muffler for this saw, and let's put some fuel in it and just get it going. And we're gonna be working on this saw coming up this week, but I want to hear it run first. Just give me a second. Okay, I found an ugly corded muffler from my stash. I'm not even gonna put a gasket on here for right now. Just want to hear this thing run. What's it gonna do? Does it take throttle cleanly? Does it adjust? Now these carbs, or these saws, friends, they're easy enough to build, but they're notorious for having air leaks. So it may just be an air leak on the intake or something like that. So there we go. At least we have a muffler on here now. Okay. Grab my earmuffs. I sure like these Husqvarna earmuffs that was sent to me. Okay, right here. That could make a saw go lean. I hope that's all it is. That would be super funny. Friends, that 357 I got, that saw was running funny and going lean randomly, and it was actually that I forgot to take the Kleenex or paper towel out of the gas tank. I would laugh. I've done it. You guys saw it on a couple videos ago. I did the same thing. It's like, hey, wait a minute, what's this? Okay, none in there by the looks of it. Okay, well, let's give this thing a little run, and then we can at least see. Full choke. So it looks like the 268 non-XP has at least this saw does, has the 272 intake box. Those are nice. People ask why I don't run these, because they only fit underneath this, okay? And these top covers only fit on the newer bottom ends, and the newer bottom ends have a different ignition, so It's a whole deal. Yeah, this thing's never been in the wood by the looks of it. I see sealant underneath the top end. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. It's got good compression. Friends, it takes throttle well. It's energetic when you pull the trigger. Low jet tuned real nice. The high jet's nice and rich, so that tells me it's not a fueling issue. Oh, the cigarette's good. Certainly has good compression. Well, isn't that funny? Okay, friends, well, I don't know. And that's the funny thing. You never know. Sometimes the saw will act up and it won't do it, and then it will, and then it won't. The saw runs good. The main thing with these, friends, is how do they start, okay? From cold, how do they start? How many pulls? Do they fire and then die, and then you got a yard on them 15, 20 times? That's usually the indicator that you have an air leak in one of these. But this one, I don't know. The more I know, the less I know, right? So here's what I'm going to do. This saw is going to sit on my bench this week. I'm going to fire this saw up sporadically in the morning or after work and just see how does it start, how does it run. And then next time I go cutting, friends, I'll throw a bar and chain on this saw and I'll take it for a little spin it's cool to run somebody else's build, you know, instead of my own all the time. So Barkin, I don't know, buddy, but your saw seems to run good right now. So, but if Barkin was having issues with this, he was having issues with it. So, we'll have to wait and see what this thing does. I might even have another top cover for this. I should look in my spares. But I don't know. Saw runs good. What year is this saw? Looks like 1995. 1995? 85? No, that would be a 95, wouldn't it, friends? I don't know. I don't know anything about these non-XP. These have open transfers. And it's funny though, touching the throttle, it feels like a 268 to me. It just runs. Maybe once it's in the wood, I'll notice a power difference, but it seems to run very much like a 268 to me. So anyhow, friends, 385 runs, not well, but it does run. At least I know now. And the 268 from Barking Spider, it runs. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. It's one of those days. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Take her easy. Later.